Okay. So I am really excited to talk to you this morning because the one thing, the foundational ingredient to the rest of your life is confidence. And confidence is something that is built, but it is something that goes hand in hand with the significance that was born inside of you as a baby. And when you were a baby, everything was possible. Like you literally thought you could have anything that you wanted, right? So you would scream and cry when you were hungry, and guess what? You got fed. And you would scream and cry when your diaper was full, and you got it changed. Like you could have all of your needs met. But then when it's up to us, like we're not waiting and expecting other people to wait on us anymore, then it is up to us to actually do the work. Like nobody else could teach us how to walk. And every time we fell on our little bums, everybody in the room was like, "Yay, you did it!" But it took effort and persistence and consistency to build the confidence that yes, we can stand up and walk on two legs. So I remember also back when I was 5 and it was time to take the training wheels off my bike, and I remember giving myself a big push and keeping my feet close to the ground just in case. I didn't want to fall down and skin my knee, but I remember coasting about 10 feet, and I turned around and I said to my mom, "Look, I'm doing it." And it was nice that she was there to witness it and give me a thumbs up and tell me I was doing great. But I remember actually feeling inside of myself that it was more important that I saw that I was doing it, that I recognized my significance, that I was building confidence because I was willing to take the risk of skinning my knee. I was doing what I said I wanted to do. I had this vision that I was going to be like my big brother and ride my bike in the neighborhood with all the neighborhood kids and have more fun. So that was my goal, and it took risk to get there, right? So that is something that I want you to like analyze in your life. Like think back, be aware of when you had the most confidence in your life and when you lost confidence. What were the circumstances? Why did you lose confidence? What knocked you off the horse? What caused you to get off track? What discouraged you or frustrated you about the process of something that you wanted to do and it just fell by the wayside? Lots of things can come up because our brains are very, very busy, and it was probably a mental thought process that said, probably not, maybe it's not for you. Or it said something like, yeah, you're not good enough, you didn't get it right the first time, or I can't because somebody else might feel a certain way. And so we took ourselves out of the game for that reason. Whatever it was that caused you to have the lack of confidence, it's important that you get back to feeling more confident. If it's still a goal, it's been in the back of your mind, and it's been bugging you that you haven't actually stepped back into that role of doing to see yourself hit the end goal, the vision you have for yourself for doing this thing, then confidence will never be yours until you do. So let me give you a few tips. And I've had these experiences, like I've been at the top of my game feeling really good about what I'm doing, and then the environment turned toxic and I didn't realize it, and I was like giving up some of my power here and there, and like, oh, I'm just trying to be a good team player, and I'm trying to let everybody have a say in the business that I built, and I started to slip from that place where I really felt like I was on top of my game, and I was giving up pieces of myself in lieu of being a good teammate, instead of drawing some pretty strong boundaries of what was acceptable and what was not. And I lost myself. It was not a good feeling. So let me tell you how I climbed back up out of that. First of all, I had to let go of past experience. Because past experience can tell you, you're not very good at that, or, you should have known better, or you should have done it differently. That word should have, shame, shame, shame. Should have brings shame. So let's eliminate that. Let go of should, let go of past experience, because when you start to try to do something new or something that's unfamiliar to you outside of your comfort zone, we're going to draw on an experience that was similar in our past, because that's how our brain works. We go back to what we've experienced before, so we have some point of reference. And if that point of reference is negative, there's not a lot of power to push us into this place of unfamiliar action or habits, creating new habits. So let go of past experience. That's not serving you. That's number one. Number two is get emotional. Like, what's the emotion you want to experience as you work on this goal? If you want to be happy and satisfied and empowered and fulfilled and important, and if you want to feel those kinds of emotions, then your goals have to reflect, like the action steps have to reflect the emotion you want to feel. So if you're excited about what you're doing and how you're doing it, it's going to last, because emotions will take you through to the end every single time. I was pretty excited about riding my bike, so I was willing to take the risk of picking up my feet and putting them on the pedals and trying to balance my bicycle to get the end result. And when I did, I got to permission to go to my friend's house and ride my bike there, because my mom knew I'd be okay and I'd be safe, because I had the rules of the road down and I wasn't going to crash, right? So there was a euphoric feeling. And let me give you another example. As an adult, I was overweight and unhappy, and I decided how I wanted to feel. Inside, I was happy, I was enthusiastic, I was optimistic, and I was young. But on the outside, I was old before my time, and I was overwhelmed, stressed out, too tired. And I was like, okay, those are all emotions. And I wanted to make my insides congruent with who I was looking at in the mirror. So I wanted to be happy, enthusiastic, youthful, and optimistic more. So those were my drivers. So I found ways. I put in music that made me feel powerful. I got up and did my workout every single day. I put foods in my body that made me feel more of those things. And 6 months later, I had dropped 8 dress sizes. It's huge. But it was based on emotions. So number 2, I want you to make sure you get emotional about your goals. Decide how you want to feel, and then make your action steps match that. Okay? So in number 3, to build confidence. Confidence is synonymous with your significance. And when you were a baby, you were born significant, but confidence is living congruent to your significance, to who you know you are, to the potential you know lies within you. And everybody has it. Even if we squashed it, we still know deep down, in the house of deep down, we know that we are still very, very significant. We are on this earth for a purpose. We have a purpose. And we need to live it. We need to express ourselves. We need to be creating the life we love living, right? So number 3 is make sure your action steps are doable. And one example is to put your feet on the floor when your alarm goes off. That is an action step that we don't often take advantage of. Like if our alarm goes off and we snooze, we're literally hitting the snooze button on our life. We're hitting the snooze button on our confidence that we'll do what we said we were going to do. Like we set it at 5 o'clock in the morning and we don't get up till 6. That's not doing what you said you were going to do. If you set the alarm at 5, get up at 5. Because then you'll have a head start. You won't be running behind. You'll be able to get a good breakfast. You'll be able to do the things you wanted to do before you head out the door to take care of the rest of your life and all the other people that are counting on you. So that's a really small, actionable goal, but it's doable and it's sustainable long term. Put your feet on the floor when the alarm goes off. Get up, do what you said you were going to do. That is what builds confidence, that leads you to feel so successful. And that's when you start to recognize within you that you're doing what you said you were going to do, breeding confidence. It's nice to have somebody recognize that you're doing something productive or significant. That's nice. But it's not what you need. What you need is to know within you you're doing it. That's where confidence lies. Confidence does not come from the outside world. Confidence comes from within. You need to see, I'm doing it. And that's when you start to go, oh, yeah, I got this. I got this. And confidence breeds more confidence, because then you're like, wow, I did this one thing. I met my goal. I saw myself doing it. I wasn't trying anymore. I was doing it. I could do anything. I could do this, right? When I lost 8 dress sizes, the thought occurred to me, gosh, if you can do that, what else can you do? Then I was actually willing to take a bigger risk. I was willing to step outside my comfort zone further, right? Because I had confidence that I could keep a promise to myself, do what I said I was going to do, be consistent, be persistent. And then I was like, wow, here I am. Look at me. I'm doing it. I don't need anybody else to recognize that I was doing something important, or that I, did something important. I made my personal self-confidence match with my sense of significance, which is one of the 6 human needs. We must feel significant, and we'll do whatever it takes to feel that way, in a negative way, in a positive way. But let's go positive, because building confidence is how you feel positive about yourself. So if there's anything I can do to help you, please let me know. My mastermind is available to you to get in there and build confidence. If you build confidence, guess what? Everything else is unlocked. Everything else is possible to you. If you're stuck, it's just a little confidence away from seeing yourself really show up for the life you love living. So that's what Living Fired Up is. And if you're ready to live fired up with us, I appreciate your watches. I would appreciate your likes, and I would appreciate some communication. Like, if you got something out of this, share your aha in the comments. That's amazing. I love to hear from you, and I love to build those relationships with you. So here we go, Living Fired Up.